Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And today I'm gonna be letting you know about the newest fragrance from Chloe, and this is L'Eau de Parfum Intense, and this is the version of 2024. Now, I wasn't super excited about this release because historically I'm not fond of these Chloe fragrances with the ribbon, because they are all around the rose. Some of them have more rose, some of them have less rose, but they're all around the rose. So being not a fan of rose, this is just not simply a line for me. But then I got a sample, so I decided to test it anyway, and so I'm gonna let you know what I think of this fragrance. Now, the fragrance itself, the bottle itself, and the ribbon, it has this kind of almost crimson color, very beautiful, and I'm a lover of red color, so the ribbon, the bottle is very beautiful, it's very feminine. So I do have a sample here. I'm almost done with the sample actually. So the notes are pretty simple in this fragrance, and the notes on Fragrantica say that we have raspberry, then we have rose, then we have cashmeran and cedar. But then the notes on the official website, official Chloe website, they also, there's no list of notes per se. They just kind of tell us what we can find in this fragrance, and they say that in this fragrance we can actually find this green and fresh notes, and also musky notes, and then also ambroxan, and also some kind of muskiness. So the notes on Fragrantica and the notes on the tale about the fragrance is quite different. Anyway, I do have this fragrance on me, and I have to tell you that the start of this fragrance it's quite artificial, and I'm not against artificial fragrances, because if you think of the majority of summer fragrances of Escada, they start off quite plasticky, quite artificially, and we have this kind of artificial raspberry that you smell that it's a raspberry, but you can actually smell that it's not a proper raspberry, it's not a real fruit, but it's like perfumed synthetic raspberry. So it's not a bad thing, it's just that I have to put it out there for you. If you are searching for a beautiful, realistically smelling raspberry, it's not gonna be that. But is it a bad one, bad raspberry? I don't feel like it. So we have this kind of very juicy and very strong raspberry opening, and then right away we have this rose. And the rose, although I'm not a huge fan of the roses in general, at least this one, it doesn't give me headache. And for me, I don't like roses per se, and then there's some that give me headaches. This one, I'm not particularly fan of this one, but it didn't give me any headache, so that's a plus. And then we have this kind of, I can actually feel this kind of muskiness and warmness, and probably it's like some kind of warm and woody notes, so probably it's a cedar one. So overall, the composition is quite simple. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I have already done this sample, because yesterday I used almost all of it on myself, because I was going out and I wanted to test my fragrance in the social setting with the people around me, and the feedback was positive, and it actually lasts on me. I have to say that it lasts on my skin, and on my hand. I always test one spray only, because I have to understand the longevity of the fragrance and the sillage of the fragrance. So the longevity of this fragrance, I have to say it's about 6 to 7 hours. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But then at the end of this 6 to 7 hours, the only thing that I can smell is rose. It's kind of a normal, boring rose, nothing like that. I can also detect some kind of powderness, and I don't really understand why this powderness is in here, because the notes, they don't say about the iris or about the powdery notes, because usually iris and powdery notes are giving us this kind of powdery feeling. And this powdery feeling isn't a bad one. It isn't like an old powder, nothing like this. It's just like a powdery sensation that you get out of this fragrance. So overall, I can say that it's a pretty fragrance. Also, I have to mention that it's quite confusing. I don't know if you find it confusing as much as I do, that they always have this kind of L'Eau de Parfum, and then some kind of intense, and then the year, and the names of these fragrances, they're so much alike. And for me, although I love Chloe, but I love Chloe Nomad, and Chloe Nomad, I can tell them apart easily. But these ones, they're just the same fragrance. It seems that this the same fragrance, the same bottle, the same name, it's just the ribbon is different. So I think that they should have differentiated this sorry, fragrances with something more than just the ribbon. Just like clearly state the name, and some of the names are similar. So I mean, if you don't know, if you say, if you have to buy a fragrance, this fragrance for someone, there's a huge chance that you will go out and you will buy a different fragrance. So anyway, apart from this, it's not a bad fragrance. I do actually think that it's going to be quite a successful release, because what's not to like? If you like rose, if you like a little bit of powderness, a little bit of nostalgia, but it's not like vintage, nothing like that. It's just this powdery cleanness and rose and this raspberry, which is quite different from the other Chloe L'Eau scents. So I do think it's a good one, and I do think that it's gonna do pretty well, especially in the holiday season, because it has this kind of crimson ribbon, and it's gonna be a great holiday gift. So I myself, I'm not a huge fan of it, just because of the rose, and other than that, I will not definitely buy it. I don't need it, I don't want it, but it's not a bad one. If you like rose, if you like this kind of raspberry, very strong one, very sweet one, and you don't mind this artificial feeling, then this release is probably gonna be for you. I myself will end up with this. I will finish this sample, obviously, and just probably just forget about it. Anyway, just to put an end to this video, not a bad scent, quite interested in if you are into roses. If you don't mind artificial, then it's gonna be for you. Yeah, please let me know if you have tested this fragrance. Maybe you have already bought this fragrance. Please let me know what you think, and I wish you a beautiful Wednesday. Bye!